got some veggie soup, spaghetti. We got chicken, pork, beef, sausage.
Protein, produce, pantry staples. These are the makings of a typical meal. But not everyone has that luxury. Joshua Blank and his mom know the feeling of hunger all too well.
It's not a good feeling. It's just your stomach growls a lot. You just sit there thinking, what am I going to eat? And you don't have nothing. You just sit there and thinking, I'm hungry.
There's nothing in the freezer and nothing in the cabinets and nothing in the refrigerator, and the cats and dogs don't even have anything, so we're desperate.
Connie Steele had no idea when they moved to Jacksonville's 32254 Northwest Side community 1 week ago, they were relocating right into the heart of a food desert.
We're not just a food desert, we're an extreme food desert. And there are families here that used to be able to walk to a supermarket who was here, and they no longer can.
That's because a few months ago, the neighborhood's only grocery store closed its doors. The hundreds of families living here forced to make do.
I caught the bus. The bus would let me off right up there on Edgewood, and then I would have to walk from Edgewood, to the grocery store.
How far do you think you had to carry all your groceries?
Well, I mean, if I went to Save-A-Lot first, I had to walk to Harvest. And then I got a little laundry cart and pull it on the bus and try to get as much as I could, but it gets really heavy.
Viette Lavender says it was worth it. She was able to make her money stretch just enough to pick up healthy food for her family. But now
I haven't had much of a selection of food, and the selection that I do have, I don't think is quality food. And if it is quality food, I can't afford it. So that's basically it. That's why I came
to Feeding Northeast Florida's mobile food pantry, an effort to infuse healthy foods back into this community, a community in dire need.
The neighborhood here continues to be in the upper 30s in terms of unemployment. And there are families here who have no access or very little access to nutritious food.
Thank you so much.
A lack of access coupled with a lack of funds often means for these families, healthy food is not an option.
To be healthy, you have to have good food. You can't have fast food. Like, they always talk about carbohydrates, but if you can't afford it, the main thing you're going to eat is sandwiches, which is bread, rice, potatoes.
According to Feeding Northeast Florida CEO Frank Castillo, the implication of food insecurity on health in Northeast Florida is $900 million. He says it means increased medical issues, reduced coverage, additional insurance premiums, and more expensive hospital visits.
I had just had weight loss surgery last year, so I was 150 pounds heavier. And that was due to poor eating. I was in and out of the hospital for a whole year, and that's what prompted the weight loss surgery.
The underlying issue is this neighborhood cannot sustain a grocery store, which means Feeding Northeast Florida's work is vital. The efforts happening here are a huge help for these families, but it's only a temporary fix.
These type of distributions are intended to bridge the gap on food and food insecurity. But the food bank is committed to ensure that we get to the root causes that are creating food insecurity.
It is more than the food bank's mission. It is a pledge and a promise to Connie, to Joshua, to Viette, and to everyone else in this line and in this neighborhood.
We will not move from this community until we see transformation happen.